Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode in the Junk Journal with Me series. Before I get started with this journaling session, I just wanted to let you know that some of the ephemera pieces that I have do contain a little bit of nudity. If that is something you are uncomfortable with or would prefer not to see, then you may want to stop watching the video now. If you are happy to continue, then keep on watching. So in this junk journal with me, I'm going to be documenting seeing calendar girls at the theatre. I have a lot of ephemera. I have some photos, some tickets, and the booklet and leaflet from the musical. I absolutely love going to the theatre, and I must admit Calendar Girls was not on my radar to go and see. So it all began when I was volunteering in my local charity shop. A man comes in and he says he is the brand manager for Take That, which at the time I just didn't believe. He asked if he could leave some musical leaflets by the till and we agreed. He gave us this piece of paper which would allow us to see the musical for free. Again, I was a little bit skeptical about this. My husband had absolutely no problems exchanging that piece of paper for some tickets. The tickets were for opening night and I assumed that we would be placed at the back of the theatre just to fill seats. But we were actually able to choose our seats, so we managed to sit near the front. Unfortunately, we only managed to see the first half on opening night. During the interval, a man had fallen down some steps and it took some time for the ambulance to reach him. By this time, it was too late for the show to continue and we were told to rebook. So Dan and I turn up for the second time to watch the musical, and I must admit it was absolutely amazing. The cast were just fantastic. I loved the musical so much I knew I wanted to see it again before it left the Bristol Hippodrome. My mum loves the theatre too, so I asked if she wanted to go and see it. I did actually buy her ticket as a gift, but I did actually have to pay full price for the tickets, they weren't free. So I've now seen the musical 2.5 times and I'd go again if I could, but I don't believe it's touring any longer. So all you've seen me do is place a leaflet into a glassine bag and attach it into my journal using washi tape. I bought the washi tape from London Gifties. This booklet came with a couple of the tickets and I thought it would be a great way to add them into my journal because it already had this little flip up bit at the bottom of the booklet. The booklet was a little bit too bulky though, so I decided to remove half of it and I used my Tim Holtz ruler to do that. So I'm using my Tombow Mono Multi Glue to stick that flap down and that will keep the tickets in place. And I've used double-sided tape on the back of this booklet because it is quite heavy and I wanted to make sure it was going to stay stuck down. So these tickets are the two that I bought for my mum and myself, and I'm just trimming them down so it's just the ticket part because I didn't need all that excess paper, and I'm just going to be using my glue stick to adhere them down on the back of that paper bag. So I'm just seeing what these two photos will look like on the ledger paper. I do want to use the ledger paper for my journaling, but I wasn't sure how much I would need, so I do come back to those two photos. I really wanted to place something on the front of the bag because I wanted there to be an element of surprise for whoever pulled the leaflet out. So I'm just trying a few different options and I really liked this yellow and orange floral paper. I think it's a scrapbook paper and I believe it may have been tea dyed as well, but I'm not sure where I got it from. And I'm just trying some other bits and pieces on the page to see what might work. In the end, I do choose a photo to place on top of that paper and I do trim it down. And I'm just using my ruler to trim it down so it fits on the page. And I'm using my glue stick to adhere that onto the front of the glassine bag. In hindsight, I probably should have used a better adhesive because I did have to go over the corners quite a few times to make sure it was fully stuck down. I have added double-sided tape to the photo. I have this vintage linen printable from the Etsy shop Little Bindi, and I really like this one because it was like a yellow and orange themed floral print, and I thought it fitted in really well, but it was just a little bit too big for where I wanted it to go. So I print out a smaller version that fits a lot better at the top of that page. And I'm just using my glue stick to stick that down. For some reason, I had a lot of issues with my glue stick in this journaling session. It just didn't want to stick anything down and I had to go over bits of paper multiple times. As you can see, I've done my journaling off camera and I still have space for both of my photos. And I trimmed one of them down just so that they fit better on that flip out page. And I'm just kind of working out which way I want them on the page. So that photo is actually a photo of my mum and myself. I have used double-sided tape on both of my photos as well. I've also pulled out my Maggie Holmes Flourish stickers, and I'm just going to be using a label sticker in between both of those photos and adding a phrase sticker. I felt like I needed something else on this floral paper, so I write "It all started with this." I absolutely loved the musical and I would happily see it again. I have listened to the soundtrack a million times. My fave song is Sunflower, which is sung by Rebecca Storm. The musical also featured someone named Leslie Joseph. For those of you in the UK that are familiar with the TV show Birds of a Feather, you might recognise that name. She played Dorian Green in that show. I pull out these stickers and they're in the style of postage stamps. This one had a sunflower on it and I thought it would work perfectly on this page somewhere because sunflowers were part of the musical's branding. It's even my favourite song of the musical. So I'm just trying to decide where to place it, and I decide to place it at the top of that floral paper. I felt like the floral paper needed something else, so I just draw a line with my pen around the edge of the floral paper. I choose to add a phrase sticker from the Maggie Holmes Flourish collection to the top of this printable. And it says "Best Day Ever" because it really was the best day ever. This is also where my love of sunflowers stemmed from. I mean, I've always loved sunflowers, but ever since seeing this musical, I now love them even more. And these are the finished pages. I absolutely loved this musical so much, and I'm so happy with how the pages have turned out. I would love to know if you enjoy going to the theatre, and if you do you like to go and see musicals or pantomimes or something else? Let me know down in the comments what has been your favourite thing that you have seen. Mine is definitely Calendar Girls, and it probably will be for a long time. I hope you enjoyed watching these pages come together today, and that it gave you some inspiration and ideas for your own journal. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.